Dear friends, 1 year ago, on the 24th of February, Russia launched an illegal and unprovoked full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russia's barbaric war against Ukraine has created the largest humanitarian crisis in Europe since the Second World War. It has disrupted the food supply to some of the world's most vulnerable nations, and it has threatened Europe and world peace. Over the past year, Russia has systematically targeted civilians and civilian infrastructure all over Ukraine, with over 7,000 peaceful civilians, including over 450 children being killed and many thousands injured. Russia has destroyed medical, religious, cultural and educational facilities. Over 5,000 schools and hospitals alone have been totally destroyed. And Russia has committed countless atrocities and war crimes against the Ukrainian population, including rape, murder, torture, and the unlawful deportation of Ukrainians to Russia, with over 16,000 children who are now undergoing a Russian program of so-called re-education. Over 58,000 Russian war crimes in Ukraine committed over the past year are currently being investigated. Russia's leadership and all those responsible must be brought to justice and held accountable for their crime of aggression and war crimes against the Ukrainian nation. A pariah country that is consciously committing war crimes on a large scale must not be allowed to have a seat on any international body. Russia should immediately be suspended from the UN and UN Security Council until all of its war criminals have been brought to justice and sovereign Ukrainian territories have been returned and full reparations for all damages have been made. Russia should also not be allowed to compete in the forthcoming Olympics or any other international sporting events. We are grateful to the UK government, devolved governments, political leaders, the British people, and to all spheres of UK society for their unwavering support for Ukraine and displaced Ukrainians over the past year. We call on the UK government, with the support of all opposition political parties, to further strengthen sanctions against Russia and to continue to provide Ukraine with all the military assistance that it needs to win this war. We also call on the government to coordinate with allies and the International Criminal Court to establish an international tribunal to bring to justice Russia's political and military leadership, its backers and all those accountable for aggression against Ukraine and the war crimes against Ukraine's people. We salute the bravery of Ukraine's armed forces and the resilience of Ukraine's people, while acknowledging the huge cost in terms of lives and homes lost, displacement and trauma. Russia's war is a war against democratic values, international law, and the right to self-determination. We have witnessed 365 days of Ukraine's resilience, and Ukraine will continue to resist and fight for a complete victory to protect sovereignty and democracy in Ukraine and secure lasting peace and stability for the whole of Europe. We call on everyone to stand with Ukraine, united for peace, security, and the rule of law. Slava Ukraini!